Hey guys, my name is Brooklyn if you haven't been here before, and welcome to my channel. I have gotten so many comments from people on asking how I curl my hair, because I'll put a picture over here. This is what my hair naturally looks like when I do it in a curly hairstyle. It looks very different, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about how to curl hair with a curling iron that's already curling. It's one of my favorite hairstyles to do right now. This style will last me about 3 days as long as I just use dry shampoo. I don't wash it. And right now this is my absolute favorite way to style it. And all I use is this Hot Tools curling iron right here. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I start out with clean, dry hair. And I've just gotten into the habit where I shower at night. I will put some of this, it's called Extra Strength Coconut Miracle Oil. So I put this through my hair, especially focusing on the ends because they are a little bit dry right now. And then I'll put a little bit of argan oil on it and either braid it or just leave it out and go to sleep. That way when I wake up in the morning, it's completely dry, ready for me to go. We'll go ahead and get started. This is what my hair looks like in the mornings when I wake up. I've had it in a ponytail for a little bit so you can see kind of that ponytail line. But the very first thing that I do is I'm gonna section my hair into the two different sides, just pull them both to the front, and put heat protectant in because I think that is so important. What I've been using recently is this Kendra thermal styling spray right here, and I actually really like it because it has like hairspray in it as well, so that it kind of helps hold my hair in the curls once I get them. So I'll spray it, and I go a little bit overboard. I think I spray the bottom, I section it out, I'll spray here and here, and then I'll get the top, make sure and get a little bit extra on the front and the back, just to be double safe. I do not want to damage my hair, and I think it costs way more in the long run to have to try and fix damaged hair than to just spend the money on products that are going to work and keep your hair from dying out. So put this on this side and then go ahead and do the other side. And then the next thing that I put on is this renewing argan oil that is specifically for like heat protection and all of that. And I just put a little bit of this on each side, focusing mainly on the ends. Put it through, make sure to get the ends really good, and kind of also comb my fingers through my hair. Curly hair, this does tend to make it a little bit fuzzy, but we're going to be putting the curls in anyways later, so it doesn't matter if it's a little bit fuzzy. The curling iron that I use is the Hot Tools Professional. I've had it turned on and heating up. I have it about like whatever that is. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't have it all the way up to 380. But I usually keep it closer to that line just because I would rather curl it once and have it stick than go over it a couple times with slightly lower heat just to make sure that it's there. So everybody has different hair types. Use whatever heat works best for you. But the way that I curl it, my already curly hair, is I start on one side in the very back, and I kind of grab this back bottom section. I run my fingers through it a couple times just to make sure that there's not any knots or any tangles or anything like that. And then that is when I take my curling iron. And the very first thing that I do is I slowly pull it just straight through that section. And what that is going to do, I'll do that one more time a little bit faster, and that is essentially straightening it out so that I don't have to use a straightener and a curling iron every time that I want to do this to my hair. So I straighten it out, and then what I'm gonna do is I take my curling iron, I'm gonna put it over my head like this, and I open up the clamp, and then you curl away from your face. You pull it once and twice, and I leave a good amount out at the end, and then I just let this sit here for about 7 or 8 seconds. And then I go ahead and let it go, and I have a little curl right here. So I know that it's kind of hard to see, it's at the very back. When I was first figuring out how to do this, the biggest issue that I had is when I work back to front, it's really hard for me to see exactly how it looks back there, and it made me nervous. But if you just work back to front, I find that's easiest. I just do one curl at a time, and then I place it back behind me so that I don't grab that again. Next, I'm gonna grab, still working at the back, I just work my way up, kind of by that middle, grab another section about 1 inch thick, run my fingers through it, and start over again. So open up your curling iron, run it through slowly, all the way to the end. I find it's best if you hold on to the ends to kind of add that extra tension when you're pulling through. And because I'm watching the camera and not a mirror, I accidentally dropped that, but run it through just one more time. And then pull it up over, open up the clamp, and wrap it around once and twice, once, twice, and hold the ends out. Hold it for about 7 seconds, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let it out. Kind of just unwrap it nicely. You can see the curl right there. It's super loose. Put it back behind my head. I'm gonna do the same thing, show you guys one more time. I usually have about 3 sections working on each strip of hair, if that makes sense. I have the bottom curl, the middle curl, and then the top curl. So just grab the top section back there, run my fingers through it, straighten it out. Also, something else, when I'm pulling my curls around the curling iron, I tend to not close the clamp. That's not for any particular reason. I just find that it helps and makes it a little bit easier when I am taking the curl off of my curling iron to kind of just like slowly pull it off. This one, since it's a little bit longer, I'll wrap it around 3 times. But make sure you leave a good amount out of the curling iron. Don't leave it any longer than 7 or 8 seconds because you don't want to burn your hair off. And then you're just gonna go ahead and unwrap it. You have this nice curl right here, put it behind. So let me see if I can show you. So back here you can see what those curls look like. They are really nice, super loose. Once I get the very back section done, I work from top to bottom and so that it's a little bit easier. So just to show you real quick, I'll grab a small section on top, do this, curl it, put it back, grab the section in the middle right underneath it, curl it and put it back, and then grab the section on the bottom, curl it, put it back. And then I'll start again at the beginning right here. So I'll go ahead and just do this, go ahead and watch. I'll speed it up so that you aren't sitting here watching me curl my hair forever, but here we go. I tend to pull a lot thinner of a section, and the reason that I do that is so that the curls that are on top are a little bit more bouncy and defined as opposed to the curls that are on the bottom, and I just personally like that look. But if you want to pull 3 completely even sections, that's totally fine too. So when I get to this front section, what I normally like to do is instead of working this way, I work down. So I have this much left right here. Instead of grabbing sections going this way and curling them, so I have 3 sections here, what I do is I grab a section from the top. I'm gonna curl that and then curl this bottom section. And I just like the way that that looks a little bit better. I feel like it layers a little bit better as well. So I'll go ahead, grab that top part, and especially this front part, since they're such thin sections, if you're grabbing a smaller section, you don't need to go over it with your curling iron twice. You can just go once, wrap it for a little bit less time. I'm only gonna wrap this for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then unwind it and do the last piece right here. So pull it through once, wrap it around, hold it, and then we are ready to go. There is my last section for this half. And once you pull it forward, you can see what it looks like. And honestly, I love it so much because it's super loose. It keeps the ends straight and the top straight. And going from this to this in honestly not that much time, to me has been a lifesaver. I like having options, and sometimes I like something that's a little bit more controlled. So I have this over here. I'm always go over it one last time with this Kendra thermal styling spray once I'm done with one of the sides, because it does have that hairspray in it as well. So I'll just spray it to make sure that these curls don't fall out. And then I take some regular hairspray too, because anybody who has curl or frizz prone hair knows if there's going to be any rain outside at any point today, I need extra hold so that it doesn't just immediately frizz up. So there is one side. I will go ahead and do the other side for you and just kind of speed it up so that you can follow along and see how I'm sectioning it out. Once again, like I said, I start at the very back, work my way up in 3 sections, and then I start working the rest of the way forward, working in 3 sections going down. So a top section, a middle section, and then a bottom section. So let's get right into it. Okay, so actually one thing that I do want to mention really quick is it is a little bit awkward for me doing the other side because I still have to hold it upside down. So what I do is I will just hold my curling iron like this and move the clamp with my 2nd and 3rd fingers instead of with my thumb like I normally would, holding it up. So I'll just flip it over and go from there. So now that we're back up at the front right here, I only have a little bit left, and like I said before, I still like to work top to bottom. So this piece right here is just one last little piece left on the side section. I'm only gonna hold it for a couple seconds because it is a smaller section. And then this right here, like I said before, let me put this down. So instead of sectioning this way, I like to section top and bottom still. So I'll grab that top section, run over it with my curling iron just once because it is a really small section, as you guys can see. Flip it upside down, wrap it around a couple times, leave the bottom out and the top out, as you can see right there. That's probably good. And then do this one last final section right here. And I think we're good to go. I loved doing this hairstyle. So one last time, I'm gonna go over that side with my Kendra thermal spray. Just get a little bit of extra hold in there. And then one time with my good old regular hairspray. Don't want to overkill it. And we're good. I'll normally shake it out a little bit and then we are good to go. So that is how I curl my curly hair pretty much every day recently. It's been my favorite style. Like I said, this hairstyle will last me about 3 days as long as I don't wash it. I'll normally just put a clip in it, put on a shower cap when I shower, and then take it out and it's totally fine to go. So it's been great. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it and I'll see you next time.